Ladies and gentlemen, in the next 24 hours, here in the UK alone, there are going to be 3,000 tragedies, 3,000 victims, 3,000 poor women who are going to have to go through 9 months of pregnancy. Now, I would like to propose that in general, pregnancy is a tragedy.
So what do you actually do? What are you actually doing here?
Well, I just make interruptions in people's lives, into their thinking, by kind of humorously challenging some of the narratives in society.
All of your problems started when two people had unprotected sex. And it's got to stop. Do you understand, you two? You are not to have unprotected sex under any circumstances.
The worst joke of all is, the most scam of all, is sex. That's the worst, and it's not funny. It's the most dangerous, crazy game that does all the damage in the world.
Well, I'm just warning you, sex is the most dangerous and expensive sport. You'd be better off going bungee jumping or skydiving than having sex, guys. It's very dangerous. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, not when the baby's screaming, is it? Sex may be a lot of fun, but it won't be fun having to change the baby's nappies in 9 months' time, will it? What? Oh, leave Mrs. at home with the baby? That's a good point. I suppose you could do that, yeah. She might get a bit upset, though, if you do it every night of the week.
What makes it so ridiculous in your eyes?
Well, it's so ridiculous that it's connected with reproduction. It's just, you know, when I'm 57, but I only came across this type of thinking in the last, like, I don't know, 8 years. But now I look at sex and I think, what? It's just the connection with, like, the creation of life, right? With all its complexities and expense and stress and responsibility, right? And that it's connected to just this squirt. It's just so ridiculous that we are all just basically overgrown squirts that, you know, that are here because our parents just wanted to have a shag. It's just bizarre, madness. Look at this. Look at all these kids. Look at that kid over there. Look. What's the kid doing here? What? Because the kid's dad wants to have a nice little rubber dub. It's ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous. It's beyond belief. And yet I did it 3 times.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, and it's so funny and not funny. It's terrible. It's so tragic. I mean, you know, firstly, all the STDs, like, it's not like all these people who worship the creator of this madhouse, yeah? What about STDs? Like, why the hell did he make sex feel so good? And then you get STDs as a result of doing it. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Right? And then, or you end up impregnating someone. It's just, it's ridiculous. And these people work, I think that when I discovered this, right, which as I said recently, I thought, right, that in and of itself, if there was a conscious creator of our physical reality and it consciously put sex in the mix to, like, knowing what it was going to lead to, like, whoa, that's evil.
Yes.
That's really, really nasty.
Sorry, what's your name?
Danny.
Danny.
Yeah.
How old are you?
57. Yeah, I've told you already.
What on earth has happened to you
Yes.
to make all these assumptions?
Well,
they're not founded. You clearly had a life.
Well, I mean, have you ever made a woman pregnant?
No.
Well done, amazing. How did you manage to avoid it?
Have you?
Yes.
Is that frowned upon?
Yes, it's frowned upon by me.
Have you had kids?
Yes.
Are they nice?
Well, sometimes.
Are they educated? Have they done well in life?
They're
all
right. They're okay. They're okay.
So
That's not going to do it. That doesn't mean that the pregnancy wasn't a tragedy. Of course it was. Every pregnancy is a tragedy unless proven otherwise.
Are you saying that nobody should have a baby?
Well, I'm not saying nobody should have a baby. I'm saying I've not come across a good reason why anybody should.
Gentlemen, ejaculation is overrated. If you think about it, do you think an ejaculation is worth hundreds of sleepless nights having to listen to wah, wah, wah? No, it's not. Gentlemen, you have to learn to control your weapon of mass destruction. What are you looking at?
It's not. It's even worse than that in a way, right? Because as a father of three humans, yeah, I really didn't. I didn't know what on earth I was getting myself in for, really. Even like I don't know how I managed to have the third one when I already kind of knew what I was in for. But the surroundings and the whole of the culture is so heavily pro the idea that you know, somehow there's this cognitive dissonance that it's like, you know, oh, it was all right that I didn't have any sleep or that I was nearly like wanted to jump out of a window or I, you know, all the expense and all the challenges of it all, right? And it's just like, I think sex is like, it's funny and it's tragic. And when I say pregnancy is a tragedy and I had that sign, it's like, it kind of like, what? You know, it's so counterintuitive, but then it, like when they think about it, people think about it, and you know, I can see some are. I think some people would agree that some sex leads to tragedy. Yeah. And I would say that in the end, every sexual act that leads to pregnancy, every pregnancy ends in tragedy. Yeah, it could be after a long life, could be after a short life, but rarely there's no tragedy involved. You know, it's rare that someone lives really healthily until they're 80 and then they just go to sleep and that's it. Right? Very rare.
Ladies and gentlemen, make your parents pay. Your parents should pay for your food, for your board and lodgings, and for your drugs for the rest of your life. Your parents had you for no good reason other than the fact that they wanted to have a bit of hanky-panky. And your parents owe you millions of pounds in compensation for having a good time at your expense. Your life is the price you pay for somebody else's orgasm. When your parents decided to sleep with each other without protection, they were reckless. They should not be honored or respected. The 10 Commandments were written by a person, a man who had children. No wonder he added, honor your parents. Because Moses didn't want you to know that actually you shouldn't be honoring your parents, because what they did, let's be honest, is just had a bit of sex. I mean, it's not that difficult. Most people can do it. So why on earth would you honor them? Do not honor them at all. Sue them. Get their money from them, because they are responsible for your problems. If you have a job, you should get money from your parents in compensation. The only reason why you have to go to work is because your parents didn't take precautions. And you should make them pay. Don't blame the government. Forget the government. It's your parents' fault that you got your problems, not the government. If your parents would not have had unprotected sex, you wouldn't have a problem with the government, would you, sir?
What about the kids? What about the poor kids from their point of view? Nobody thinks about the children. I didn't think about my children for even a second. I didn't think, oh, let me put myself in their shoes. Wonder what it would be like.
A lot of the times, the parents have kids for themselves. It's selfish reasons.
Of course.
It's a lot of times, I want to have my genes carry on, so that's why
Yeah.
I want to have a kid.
What for? What do you want your genes to have? Like, I think about my genes. They're rubbish. They're rubbish. They're not perfected by any means. Right, the looks aren't 100% right. The athleticism is not good enough. Right, the addictions, the OCD in my family. And I'm human, and I'm bloody human. Just being human's bad enough. But
Being
on a part,
human, yeah, that's
it's
why
hard,
I think.
and it's full of like diseases and mental illness. And,
I think that's why Buddha got it right. That life itself is suffering.
yeah,
Life is suffering, and it's hard. It's you're born into a world that you start in suffering.
yeah. And you go, yeah, and it's just, what for? What for? What for? For what?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? It's like if I look at my children, look, I am daily. I feel and I think about how fortunate I am that they're, basically all right, and they're, thriving pretty much, I suppose, to a great degree, or they're okay, yeah. It could be a lot worse, right? But I still can't figure out what I did it for. What I put them through all this for? What?
Like why? Yeah.
In the end, they're gonna die. What for? Do you know what I mean?
And maybe it's just something natural that we were kind of like designed to do. All animals in the world
I know.
are designed to
know.
procreate.
And what a stupid designer, I would say.
I think
awful.
God is a ridiculous designer.
Yeah, that's right. I wouldn't even give him 1 star on TripAdvisor for this trip.
It is true.
I'll give him like maybe half a star for putting magic mushrooms and cannabis and things, a bit of LSD or whatever. I'll give him half a star for that. But the rest of it, no.